that doesn't have any senior leaders at all, which means this entire state is going to fall under you if you want it to.
Woo!
This is a huge opportunity, much bigger for you than you really realize right now at this point. And it's going to happen because everybody, like every senior leader, saw that map and was like, I'm going down there. I am going to make Florida mine. You know, everyone was like, are you kidding me, Florida? So I already know that there's another vice president sales leader, which is my level, who's moving down here this fall. She's moving her family down. She's like, I'm not wasting any time. And another red jacket leader is moving down here. So when Melissa signed up, that was before that. They didn't even know that. They weren't coming down. Then Melissa signed up. So the thing about you guys is you all have friends and family who are here. You have these connections, okay? So this is all in the palm of your hands right now. I mean, you have gotten, like in Willy Wonka, you know, chocolate factory, the golden ticket. It's been given to you. You all have it. You're all consultants. So what you decide to do with it is it's up to you. But just know, when she signed up, nobody knew, like a lot of these senior leaders didn't even know the opportunity that Florida had. Now they do know, and they are coming down. So like I said, one's coming down in the fall, and she will explode her own team down there, down here, which is wonderful, because we want Norwex in all these homes. However, it would be better if it was with you guys, because this, this is just a huge financial opportunity for you, for your families. What it can do is the sky's the limit. You have no idea, and I know you don't understand right now what it can do for you. I could go on forever about what it's done for my family in that short 3.5 years that I've been doing it. So you need to kind of decide. I mean, Caroline.
I was like, wow.
The music. Here comes the music. Yes.
That was the dramatic music.
It was. I thought it was supposed to happen.
Oh my gosh, that's to get you all excited.
Something exciting was about to happen.
They have dotted their I's and crossed their T's.
Yeah. So just, you need to kind of think, as you're learning, we're going to give you some really great training to, where to start. But this, I mean, honestly, you can do whatever you want with this, and I suggest going big, because no matter where you are in your life, you can get this to fit in, but you guys have an opportunity that no other state has right now, not to this extent. Florida is huge. Norwex has been targeting Florida for quite some time. When Chris Carlson picked North Carolina, they had also, Florida was an option, and it's huge. So, take advantage of every training opportunity that comes along, because you are going to be the next senior leaders. This entire state can fall under you, or some of the other senior leaders coming down here. Again, I prefer it be you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to, we're going to give you the tools to get started. If you're thinking, okay, how would I get it to go big? Maybe I've tried and it didn't work so great, or I'm brand new. But we're going to be here today giving you the skills, or the training to make it go big if you want it to. So we're going to first start today with mindset, because mindset is, I used to be a teacher. I had to follow this. So. Mindset is 70% of this business is in your head. It's what you're telling yourself. So you need to be very aware of what you're saying to yourself, and we all fall into those traps. And if you can keep your head straight with this business, and know that it is going to be hard, but you're okay with that, and you're on board, and you're going to do hard things, but you are going to follow this business plan because it works, then you will be successful. So what are you saying to yourself? When you're, self-doubt gets into your head, like, well, nobody wants to do a party with me, or it's just not, this isn't this area, no one wants to do parties, or no one really wants to, join my team. It's just not that kind of, that time of year. You tell yourself all of these little things, and that's what that's what you're putting out there when you're telling yourself that. So the good part about that is you can train your brain to do otherwise. You can make yourself think, and I know, and I am 100% perfect, this is what I've done. I used to be one of those people who just could talk myself out of anything, and then that's what would happen. So what you need to do is, and this is a great book too, yeah, Train Your Brain, it's by Dana Wilde. This was very, this changed everything for me, because I didn't know that you have complete control of what is in your head. What you're thinking is what's gonna happen, it's what you're putting out there. So I absolutely love this book. Yes. Dana Wilde. It's called Train Your Brain, Dana Wilde. And it tells you when you have these negative self-doubt thoughts, which is fine, you can talk yourself right out of them. And we're gonna do a quick little exercise kind of thing to kind of help with that. What I want you to do is I'm going to hand out, Caroline, can I have you hand out, or everyone just take a Post-it. Actually take two. Take 2 Post-its off of here. And then Caroline, I'll probably need you for this.
Okay.
And I want you to think of what's holding you back. Anything in your business. So, kind of like an excuse. It's kind of an excuse. And
What's
we
your
hate to
but?
say that. What's your but? Like, I could be fantastic at this, but what? My friends don't want to do parties for me. I just don't have the time to, you know, whatever. Whatever it is that's holding you back, I want you to write that down on the 1 Post-it there. Do you all have pens too? Because there's lots of them. Or I could be great at this, but, you know, my husband travels all the time, I'm home with the kids, and it just, you know, or it's just, there's so many things, reasons why we doubt that we could do this. What's holding you back? And when you have that, on there. And this is, you can just look up at me when you have that on there. And then Caroline, I will need your help for writing,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
On the left.
Oh, so which side do you want to be on, that one or this one? Okay,
Which one do you want to be able to see the?
it's okay, I'll move over this way. Mine was at different times, because, you know, at different times, different things happen in the business. One of mine was, nobody wants to do parties right now. I mean, I could have said that at any old time of the year, but, you know, my calendar was super low, it stunk, no one was booking with me, so my thing was, nobody wants to do parties right now. And I would say it, and guess what happens when I go to the party? Nobody would want to do a party right then, because I'm saying it in my head, I'm telling people, I'm telling my upline, well, nobody really wants to do parties right now. I'm announcing that, and it spreads like wildfire. Oh yeah, me too, nobody wants to do parties right now. So I stopped saying that, I just stopped, and I changed it. So that's where nobody wants to do parties right now. No, I'm not gonna say it anymore. So that's a negative thing that you might have that's holding you back right now. You're gonna cross it out. We're not gonna say it anymore. You're gonna change what you're saying. And this is what I started to do. I got Post-its because she recommends it. She says, bombard yourself with Post-it notes, and it seems really silly, like really silly. I swear my children were like, Mom. My thing was, when I started doing this, I was on a recruiting thing. Nobody recruited. No one was recruiting. No one wanted to be on my team. This is what I was saying to myself. And nobody wants to do this right now. And I kept telling myself, and I could not recruit a single person. So I changed it to everybody wants to join my team because this is such a great opportunity. And I wrote that on like 15 Post-its, and I put them all over my house, wherever, at every eye level when I would walk out a door, on my steering wheel, on every mirror, every bathroom. My children thought I was crazy. They just kept saying, Mommy, why does everybody want to join your team? Like, you know, and I was just like, oh, shh, be quiet. They just do, trust me. Is that you?
I thought
That was me.
Sorry.
Oh, seems like cue the music. So instead, I changed it around, and I put those Post-its everywhere, and guess what happened? I started to recruit, and I start focusing on that. And it's silly at first, because I was like, but I'm not recruiting everyone. Everyone isn't joining my team, I would laugh at myself. But it started to happen. I started focusing on it. It was on my steering wheel. So I would go to a party, or I'd go to the store, and I'd be like, everybody wants to join my team. Sure they do. And I started putting that out there, and I started just focusing on that in general. And it really started working, and all of a sudden, here I go, I'm recruiting again. So whatever it is that you're saying, we're gonna switch it around. And that's why I have, for this one, I said, instead of nobody wants to do parties right now, you're gonna switch it around. So whatever the negative thing is on your post-it, you can put a little circle and exit. You're not gonna say it anymore. You can tell yourself it anymore. Anytime you go to say it, you're gonna catch yourself and be like, not going there. And you're gonna switch it, and we're gonna do some examples in just a second so you have it for your other little post-it on. Instead of nobody wants to do parties right now, this is the party time of year. Everybody is looking for holiday gifts and getting together. And you're gonna start, that would be an example of how we switch the negative to just a positive talk. Now that's what you're saying to yourself. So every time you're walking out the door, you're thinking, this is the party time of year. Everybody's looking for gifts, they all wanna do parties. And it's the truth. So this is just putting that on all over the place here. So what I want you to do is, who wants to share some of your first post of what you wrote down that you just now put an X through? One of your negative Nelly kind of thoughts that's holding you back. And where's your name tag? I'm so terrible with names. April. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so nice meeting you.
Our first TC.
Yes. Okay.
Mine's finding time for parties.
Okay.
I'm not organized, and so.
So instead of I'm not organized and can't find the time for parties, because that's what you're telling yourself. So that's your story. April's story is I don't have time for parties. I'm just not organized. And then guess what happens? She will not have the time and she won't be organized. So who can help, or April, if you can, how you can change that around and say something a little bit different. So taking those things. Do you know how you would do that? Or anyone else, I don't know, say, what do you think you would change? How do you think you would change?
Well, my plan is to actually go and get a physical written calendar and figure out when am I available. Because I just I'm so spontaneous. I'm living on the fly. And the idea of calling someone and saying, girl, have a party for me. And I'm like, she'll be like, okay, fine. I don't know when I'm available, sorry.
And then you fall back into I'm not available, I don't have the time, and I'm not organized.
I have this date,
Okay, so
She's a winger.
She is, she's winging it, you're winging it. So I would say, I'm getting organized with a calendar, and so I have time for my parties. And then every time you walk outside, you're gonna be, or walk into the bathroom or anywhere, you're gonna be like, I am. Believe me, you will have that calendar within days because you're gonna see that sign everywhere and you're gonna be like, working it. So, yes.
Well, and just speaking to that, and I don't know if this really resonates with anybody else, but her and I are both wingers. I mean, we are totally spontaneous. It's like, hey, what are you doing today? You wanna come over? We're just that way. So, my biggest help has been, I don't think about next week, I have to think about today. So what am I gonna do today for my business to get organized? What am I gonna do today to get bookings? And then if I can sit down and wrap my mind around that, I can look at my calendar, because I do know what's on my calendar generally. I mean, even if I don't have a whole lot and at the last minute I might change my plans, that is something that I think that us wingers do have to get a little more disciplined with. Mm-hmm. We have to say, well, I don't have to say yes to this, even though I might want to if I've already committed to that.
See, and I'm the opposite. I know what I can do today, but I have no clue whether I'm available next Thursday.
But you start out with I'm not organized. So today I'm gonna take an hour to sit down and just write out everything.
Yeah, I'm picking up a calendar.
I think bite-sized chunks really work for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick to it. Get organized. If that's the one thing I'm gonna do today, that's a huge check off your list right there. Okay, who else has another one that they say? Yes, tell me your name. Okay, Tammy. Okay. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I have young children, and they're basically my priority.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that the Norwex is kind of a distraction at this point, and I don't know, basically my goal right now is just to stay active, because I don't know, I just feel like that that they need to be priority, and they take up all my time.
Right. Okay. So, and I think they should. My kids are my priority. Believe me. Coming down here was a big deal. They're I'm leaving at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so I can get back to my kids. So I get that. So instead of, we don't want to say, okay, now your kids aren't your priority, because they should be.
So instead of investing all into your kids,
100% of your time into your kids, yeah.
Then
So
the opposite would be taking time for yourself and your business is good for your kids.
I love that. So I spent, instead of all of my time,
Because you probably find that you have downtime with them where things aren't as productive. Where maybe if, I know when I was
napping.
when I was little, and even like when we weren't doing anything other than babies, then that's all I did was babies, and
Right.
we took naps, we did stuff, and like things still didn't get done. Where when I had things on my calendar, or I had things that were pressing that I had to get done, plus them, I was more efficient
What was
about
it?
getting other things done.
What you said.
So we were in a
Kind of
switch
the
in
same
April.
thing as like take an hour a day or something.
Yes.
said it very eloquently.
Yeah, how did you say it, April?
I don't remember.
You said it way better than I'm gonna say
Take
Yeah,
the
you
time
did
for
take
yourself,
time.
benefits your children.
it. Okay, yes.
Because it's good for your kids.
Yes.
Your business is good for your kids.
Yes, I'm gonna take, probably because my kids are my priority, I'm going to take some time for me and my business, because this
Well-
is good for my kids.
And I think that all of us that do have kids can involve our children in it. I want to just share real quick, when Cherie started, she did the most awesome thing. She said that she would share her profits with her kids because she really did want them to be involved, and it gave her an opportunity to maximize on the gifts that her kids already had. She has a daughter who is adorable and loves to be in front of the camera and super cute, great personality, perfect for YouTube videos. Her son loves all the media stuff, so he was the editor. And so when she had a party, she would pay them with that.
Yeah.
So there's ways that you can teach your kids
Absolutely.
about business and about, and do it together,
Yeah,
involve them. I take my
absolutely.
girls with me to my parties.
Yeah.
And my oldest children are out of the house, they're 23, 21, 17, and 12, that's our range. But I remember when they were little and taking care of them, and I kind of look back now that mine are older, and I wish I had set more of an example of, I'm a person, I'm not just your maid, I'm not
Not
just
just
your,
mom.
just the,
No,
the
it's
cook
everything.
and the Uber
Yeah.
driver, and it was okay for them to survive, and here's your Lunchables, and here's this, and Dad's in the room if you need him, gotta go.
Yeah.
And
It
I
is
think them
amazing.
seeing me, especially for my girls.
Yeah, and that's where I think too, yeah, and I get my kids, they're completely involved. So when I'm going for a promotion, if I'm going to Panama, guys, I tell them right out, like, do you guys wanna do this? I show them a bunch of pictures. Wanna go to Panama this year? Okay. If you want me, I'm gonna have to work a little bit extra hard to do that. So you guys are gonna have to be on board with that. It might mean some more parties. Are you okay with that? I'm like, but every time I'm going, you need to remember, Panama. So it was funny, because they started getting on board with that, and they were just like, when I would be going for a big promotion with the team, it was like, they were involved. I had a list of all the, teammates who were, engaged, and they were excited with me. They were kind of doing it with me. So kind of bringing them into that excitement. Talking Norwex wherever you go, they know, they talk it, So,
Well, yesterday
get them in, and it's
I
a
went
good
to get
thing.
my hair cut, and the lady that cuts my hair, she does it from her house. She's got a little farm. She loves Norwex, but we barter. And so I was like, I need my hair cut, and she's like, I need my bathrooms cleaned. So we bartered. She went, and while I had my foils in, I'm scrubbing her tub with a soul cleaning paste. And so, but even while I was doing that, I sent my daughter in. I was like, you know how to use this stuff. Go get started on the bathroom.
Yeah.
And most kids would be like, why am I cleaning the bathroom so you can get your hair cut? So I can save money to pay for your horse.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
exactly.
do stuff
It's all
together.
working together.
Yep, we had a mentor event that we had the girls help talk about it. And they're only 10
We
a day.
left them
Yeah.
at the table.
And they're sharing Norwex.
Yes.
We're including
Oh,
them.
yeah. Wait till you start bringing them on. I know,
Grace asked me how
my kids are quite good friends with some of the other ones who went to Mexico, like another girl, who we went to Mexico, and the kids, it was just so funny, because I had my kids, she had her kids, fast friends, all talking about Norwex. We're like, listen to this, like, they sound like us. So it's pretty
They're in the
funny.
making.
Yeah.
They
All right,
had-
we're gonna,
Let me
oh, go ahead.
just interject something really quickly. My kids, life is just crazy with school and homework and everything, but
Yeah.
when I have a chance and I need help, like making life-changing gifts or stamping order forms, because I just have a stamp with all my info instead of writing it down. And my 5-year-old, I showed her how to do it, and I said, you need to do these 3 layers of the order form. She did it beautifully. Or putting labels on the back of catalogs, or they can help out with that kind of thing. And I pay them a couple bucks to help me out, so they feel like they're having a part in the
working too.
business too.
Yeah. who has another negative like thing that's just holding you back? Like it's something. I mean, it doesn't necessarily. It's not really negative, but it's something that. What are you saying to yourself that is possibly not letting you really go with this business, take it and run, or you know?
There's fear of rejection.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm
That's a
gonna
huge
be
one.
rejected. How can you?
Everyone will say no.
Like, I don't wanna call anybody because I don't wanna be annoying.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't want to be
don't
annoying. I
reject
don't want
That's
to.
a big one.
I don't want to call people and be annoying and pushy, especially if you think
I
pushy.
haven't talked to them in a while.
Were you the one that told Melissa about expect to hear 10 no's before you get a yes?
Caroline,
That
yes.
really would help with the rejection thing.
Yes.
Expect to be rejected 10 times.
Oh yes. The only
before you get a
difference
yes.
between like your senior leaders and people who just signed up or the amount of no's you've heard. I hear no's like constantly. So I'm hearing them all the time. But you have to be excited about this stuff. Do we have a good product? Is it? Do you want it? Are you glad it's in your home and you've gotten rid of other things? Okay, can you be behind it? Because I never sold anything in my life. I couldn't, but I can get behind this stuff. I'm like, I've seen
I
what
think
it's
the
done.
Mary Kay ladies ruined it for us. But you know what I mean? Like, she used to be your friend, and now she showed up in a pink suit and a lot of perfume, and she wants to say mascara. But it's hard to feel like you're that sales pushy person.
What you need to just realize, I have a great product. I need to get it in your hands. So I'm not. So instead of, I don't want to be that annoying, pushy, cally person. Instead, I change that. I change that all the time because I am like, I am not annoying and I am not pushy, and people make fun of me
You're
for that.
informing.
I'm informing. I am like, I am sharing. Like,
And you're
you
helping
have to-
them.
I am. Like,
Yes.
you have to know about this, and so does all of your friends. Are you kidding me? And I can get you so much free stuff just for doing that. Like, you have to hear about this. I know for me, I was telling people about it before I signed up. I wasn't making any money off of it, so I wasn't, I was just telling you, you have to know about this stuff. So,
Yeah, I don't mind telling people about it for Melissa.
Right. You're sharing a great
but
thing.
you
I know,
have it.
but
Think
I
of
don't-
all the more people you could hit.
But I don't want to walk up. It's like I was just telling, I don't know, Marianne. Like, Melissa's like, oh, you've got all these people at school and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I just feel like walking up with a catalog at the parent pickup line. Hey, y'all
Yeah.
want these expensive cloths? Or,
Right, and that's because, you know what though? In your head, you're thinking, I have these expensive cloths.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
so what you need to think, and I don't, necessarily, I have catalogs in my car, I'm always prepared, but I am
I
doing
found a way
things
because
to just
people go, oh,
introduce
that
it.
is pretty cool. How much is that?
Yeah, using it.
$17.95. They go.
Yes,
You know
I
what
don't
I
even
said?
tell them.
For less than
$20.
$20, I can provide you with. I can give you this cloth that will last over 2 years, and you won't have to ever buy all this stuff.
I never even talk prices. I say I'm gonna get it for you for free. I'm like,
There
here,
you
take
go.
it home, and you're gonna love it. And if you don't, I'll never talk to you about it again. But if you do, I will get you a ton of this stuff for free. Just all you have to do is have a few of your friends over, and I'm gonna come over and do a few little demos for them. Okay, deal? And then they're like, okay, sure. Or they say no, or they say no way, never. Okay, that's okay. Like it's okay. Yeah. Yes, yeah, you will get it back if you don't like it. But I'm like, you will love it, and they will. When they go home and use it, they will love it. So I love how you changed that. So I have a fantastic product, and it changes lives, and people want it. So I am the person that's gonna bring it to them. Another negative, or
Well, just to add to what you were saying real quick, Belinda Ellsworth talks about how, you can share that your friends will actually thank you
yeah.
for sharing this with them. They will thank
They
you.
will.
And I love that, because that lets them know, okay, my friends aren't gonna think I'm an idiot.
And they
or-
always do. And that's where for me, everyone is that, like, oh no, are they gonna love this? I love this stuff, will they? In the beginning, and then all of a sudden the text rolled in. Are you kidding me? I need one for my mom, for my sister, in this state, in this state. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you do love it. Like you get it like me. You're excited like me. And then I'm like, how can I not get this to them? How can I not be the one at the party saying, here guys, all this stuff, So,
So whenever you have the catalogs ready, do you have like a life-changing gift ready?
I have life-changing gifts in my car at all times, in my purse, on me. I go to school to volunteer. I am wiping down the table. I bring an Enviro cloth with me. I wipe down the table, and boom, all of a sudden they see this nasty black handprint on my Enviro cloth, and they're like, we just cleaned those with Clorox wipes. And I'm like, Let me tell you in 2 seconds, And I mean, so I'm constantly, I have things, I'm using my stuff, so I'm ready to talk about it. Like,
But you
what
weren't
do you
even selling at that point. You were just using
I was
them.
even
So
using
using
it.
them in public.
So using
Yes,
it,
yes.
use it. I bring it, and now, I mean, I I bring stuff, I'm using Norwex, I wear Norwex shirts, I wear, you know, I'm like, people say, what is that? What's Norwex, you know? What do you do? People ask me all the time, and that gets me talking. Oh, I do, you know, have you ever heard of Norwex? And I kind of start talking about it. All right, I know we're really pressed for time.
Natalie has
so we
one.
start a little late. Okay, good, I want to hear it.
No circle of friends.
Oh, great one. Okay, I don't have a circle of friends, or a very limited circle of friends, just moved here, whatever the reason, small circle of friends. So,
Everyone is waiting to be your friend.
everyone's
They
waiting.
are.
Even if they're not your friends, they still want to hear about Norwex. I'm going to get this into my small circle of friends, and then their circle of friends, and everyone else. And there are ways you can do that. So you're not, we're not going to write all that for poor Caroline, but
I used to do Pampered Chef, and at the time I had a small circle of friends, and we had a little training, and we literally drew our circle. And then we put I put myself in there, each person, my 3 people, and then I literally like went to them, and I'm
Yep.
like, to build this business, I don't want you to support my business. I want your friends and your friends and your friends and your
yeah,
friends, people
and
you
that's
don't
where it
know.
comes. It's going to get really
Yeah.
quickly out of your friend group. So you don't need a big support group or a big friend group to start. So I don't have a big circle of friends, and you can change it to, what do you think, Caroline? I don't.
Friends have friends.
My friends have friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My small group of friends has big groups of friends.
What about the cashier at the grocery store or
The
the
bank.
receptionist at the doctor's
Your
office?
hairdresser's a really good
one.
one.
I
Yeah,
talked to, my
there's-
kids are at the orthodontist, I'm like,
kid's
hitting
teacher.
that place hard.
My
They're
kid- all
getting
my kids'
$10,000 of my
teachers.
money. You know what I'm saying?
So I might need to think outside of my small group of friends, yep. All right, we're gonna stop there because I kind of think you get the idea. Whatever your thing is, put a big X through it. And you don't have to right now, but try to come up with a positive thing to say on there, and then go home and write a whole bunch of them and put them everywhere so that you are living and breathing it, even if you're kind of laughing at yourself for a few weeks. But it's making you focus on it, and it will train your brain to go in that direction. So we're gonna move into, because I feel like you have to have, I mean, you can't move forward in this business if you don't have your head in the right place. And you're not saying, okay, I can do it. There is a way, because there is. I'm here to tell you that this business works, and it works really well if you follow the business plan. If you don't follow it, it doesn't. But it does. It absolutely works. So once you get your head right, and you're like, okay, I'm positive. I'm going to do this. It's going to take work. Yes, absolutely. It's not easy. Then you need to be thinking, okay, now what? Now my head's where it's at. Where do I go from here? I'm going to tell you whether you're brand new today, you just signed up, or you signed up months ago, and your business is maybe tanked, because it happens. It's happened to me more than it's happened to any of you, because I've been in it longer. What do I do? Like, how do I get that there? You start with 6 parties. You start with 6 parties on your calendar in your first 45 days, meaning today's your first day for all of you. You start with 6 parties on your calendar. And you do not have to stay at that pace forever, because you're thinking, there's no way, lady, I can't do that. That actually is about 1 a week. But you get that on there to start with, even if you want to just be a hobbyist. You get it on there, and there's a few reasons for that. You're giving yourself a chance. That's kind of important. Let's see here. Oh, well, bookings are the heartbeat of your business. So that's Linda Ellsworth. If you've never read Belinda Ellsworth, she was at our conferences. She's amazing, amazing guru on direct sales. But bookings are the heartbeat of your business. Our business, it's a party plan business. So for it to be most successful, you need to do parties. Do you have to do parties if you want to be a real casual consultant? No, but we're going to be training you today. We're training the ones that are like, I am taking this and I'm going to run with it. So to do that, you got to do some parties, 6 parties. So why 6? Let me just tell you. What we're doing here. Why 6 parties? Okay, you need to get comfortable. And let me tell you, I know you might be thinking I've already had 6. I've done 20 parties already, and I'm fizzling. If I go a couple of weeks without doing a party, like after the holidays, I'll go a couple of weeks. I'm so rusty. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I could do it in my sleep. I'll go 2 weeks without doing a party. I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot my protein tester.
Why am I doing Norwex?
Wait a minute, why? I know, I'm enjoying my time home. You gotta get back in. Why am I doing this? What's getting me excited? So you need to get the 6 party thing in 45 days. You need to get comfortable and practice. You need to be able to get that spiel down so that you're not getting that. Think about your first party when your like stomach hurt and you were like, oh gosh, I'm so nervous. if you then don't do another party for another month, guess what? Oh God, my stomach hurts, I don't wanna do this. If you are doing the 6 parties in 45 days, you get rid of that feeling. So you're like, okay, here I go again, this is fun. So you get comfortable and you get your practice. And this business, it runs on momentum. It solely runs on momentum. So that's gonna create that momentum and it's gonna go. Everything is gonna run on that. And you're giving yourself a fair shot. So don't say, I can't do this, it's not working for me, this business is just not for me, until you've done those 6 parties. You have to give yourself a fair chance, you have to do those in that period of time. And like I said before, you don't have to keep that pace up, but that's how to start, you gotta do that. So now, Caroline is going to talk to you about how you get those 6 parties. So you can come up and I'll be your...
Oh, you're gonna be my
I'll be your-
scribe?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. So I'm a winger too. Laura asked me in the car on the way over here, did I know what I was gonna talk about? And I said no.
I'm
And
the
I said,
same
oh,
way.
geez.
And she was freaking out. So,
I was gonna say, I'm a planner, so I would be like, what?
so
You know, I'm like, give me the floor and I'll blah.
Yeah.
Somebody better write it down because I'll forget.
Alright, so how do you get 6 parties? Whether you've just begun or whether you've been in this months, you are going to do 2 launch parties, okay? Even if this isn't your new business, or if it is your brand new business, if you just started, every new business does a soft opening and a hard grand opening, okay? So that's basically what you're doing. You are doing a grand opening for your Norwex business and doing 2 launch parties, okay? That's 2 of the 6. So that should take some pressure off right there. Hey, I'm gonna host 2 of those parties, all right? So then what you're gonna do is we asked everyone to bring their Frankie list. Did everyone do that? Yes? Okay, awesome. Thank you all. So
What's a
if
Frankie list?
it's
I'm sorry, I obviously didn't bring
Okay,
mine.
well, I'm gonna put that down.
yeah, put that down. All right. So when you begin this business, one of the things that hopefully your upline encouraged you to do is to make a Frankie list. And what it stands for is friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, your kids' friends' parents, and any internet connections that you might have. So this is gonna be like your go-to list. And that's what you're gonna go to maybe when your party calendar dies out, or when you're just starting out and you need connections. That's the list you're gonna go to, okay? So on your Frankie list, if you all wanna pull yours out, if you don't have it, that's okay. You can jot down these people, Tammy. What I want you to do is identify 10 people on that list that you think would help you by doing some parties. Just write down 10 names or circle 10 names on your list that you could go to and say, hey, would you help me get my business going by inviting a few of your friends over and sharing Norwex with them?
So you're talking about home parties, not internet parties.
Right.
Right,
Parties.
right.
Yep.
Think of like just plain nice people, like really nice friends that are sweet, or people who love to do these kind of parties. They do them all the time. You've been invited to 5 of theirs in the last year. Anyone that you
People
think
that like
that
free
person.
stuff.
People love free stuff.
That's why I had my first party. I went to Laura's party and I thought she had lost her mind. I was the biggest skeptic in the world. I even talked about how I loved the laundry detergent that I made because it was better and it wasn't expensive like Norwex was. I was a butthead, basically.
Well, I can make 20 gallons of this laundry detergent for less than this, and I'm sitting there picturing her laundry room with 20 gallons of laundry detergent in my laundry room with a little bag. I was like, she's crazy.
The joke was on me, right? So we didn't have the money for me to buy any products at my first party, but I booked a party. So even if you,
I had to move money into a different account to sign up. And I signed up because I didn't have money I needed the basic package.
So
Yeah.
you needed
And I
this
didn't have
job.
that money,
Yeah.
so I just signed up.
yeah, and I didn't know it, but I needed this job too. And so I booked a party. I left the party without having bought one thing, but I booked a party, and that got the ball rolling. I hosted 2 of my own parties, and then went to 4 before I signed up with it.
Because she didn't get a booking at her first one, and I tell people that all the time. you get that booking, no matter what. We'll get into that later too, but,
What happens when all your friends sign up as consultants at your place?
yeah, that's why you don't wanna do that. You don't wanna do that. You gotta be
That's right.
thinking bookings,
That's what
bookings,
I'm
bookings.
that's why we're here, talking about
Yes,
bookings.
yeah, bookings,
Yeah.
stop, yeah, I don't wanna say
So,
stop
'cause
recruiting,
you
but you need
guys
to book
have-
first, you need to get parties first.
You
But
figured
what if
out
that's
the
already
recruiting
happened?
thing.
Then you
Then had to do
you
another
go
one.
you go
Just
through
over
the other
the-
friends.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
every single not every single friend, relative, acquaintance, neighbor, internet connection you have is a recruit.
Right.
Because it's like, I mean,
And even
Yeah.
some of them who maybe signed up for free, they can still do a party for you. They like free stuff. They signed up for free. Go do a party with them. They don't care. They don't want to do a party.
They're not buying anything, so they're
Yeah.
not spending their money,
What's the
but they're gonna
K
get
in
free
Frankie?
stuff.
In
It is.
It's kids, friends, parents.
Okay,
Yeah.
skip that, Laura.
because it's like, Melissa started, and then, like, her circle of friends is my circle of friends, which is Mary Ann's circle of friends, which is Dawn's circle of friends,
Yeah.
which is, and it's like, we've all got the same circle
You
of
will
friends.
get out of them. You'll get out of those groups.
You will.
So
we
we're
do
gonna-
the same thing.
we're
We
gonna
do
do
exactly
that.
everything
That
together,
happens.
but she does dance, and we do writing.
Right, there is a
and-
circle that
But
somebody
you
is
will
not
get out.
involved
You'll
in.
get out of it, and that's such a
Yeah, because that happened to me when I signed up. We were homeschooling at the time. and
Uh-huh.
We were in a big homeschool circle. Well, there was already an RX consultant in that homeschool circle, but there wasn't in my church. So I talked to some of my church friends, or I talked to some of my MOPS friends. MOPS is a great organization with anybody. That's a great
I love
place for
MOPS.
RX consultants to find other
so networking
moms.
groups. Is that
Yes,
a networking group?
networking group, okay.
So it could be mops.
That's a great way to get bookings.
So yeah, join a group.
Yeah.
It might be
Volunteer
maybe
to
uncomfortable
clean
doing
at
that.
school.
That's not my thing,
Right.
but do it. If you
That-
want
That's
to.
one thing about Norway, because it gets you out of your box.
It definitely
It
does.
really does.
It definitely does. And like Laura said, I mean, and I can't stress this enough, there were so many times when I was training as a new consultant, and I've done this a year and a half now, that she was like, you need 6 parties in 45 days. And I was just like, I'm not
I was the same.
hey, can you do a party for me? But I did it. I pushed myself beyond what was comfortable. And I did it. And it does work when you follow the plan.
You don't give up
Yes.
on 3.
I have a question on networking groups like BNI, et cetera, different things like that. When you're dealing with management or the major decision makers, I know the company does not recommend that you sell tons of products to a company because they may not use it properly. What's the point in joining something like BNI when you're dealing with management and
Networking.
major decision makers? Are you going after it more from a personal
Oh,
connection versus a
absolutely.
professional?
You're trying to make a connection. You're just trying to meet someone. So BNI stands for what? I forget.
Business Network International?
Yeah. So you can go on the internet and look up those groups. There are these. I've been to them. It was so uncomfortable there.
And
not
that's
my
my
thing.
point, this is more
But-
friendly, I've been in networking groups before, and I mean,
Yeah, you're going to
it's-
make connections, that's it. You're trying to, you stand up at these things, everybody in the room gets a chance, they're going to network.
Yeah.
And you share your product, you have like 30 seconds to say it. And honestly, it's more to me, the time afterwards, like you have coffee and stuff like that. So I'm finding a few people to stand in a group with and being like, hey, I have my, and I'm talking with them, I'm trying to get them to book a party. No one's buying anything from me. I will not sell anything at those. I'm just trying to get to know someone to go have coffee with and get a party, hopefully. So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. So, so networking groups, what were we talking about? How do you get 6 parties? All right. So,
I know.
back to the
Real men.
Yes.
All right, so what I did when I got started with my first 6 parties, I was talking with a friend from church about it, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to see how it works. So I said, why don't you come over to my house and I'll show you. So she came over one, I think it was a Sunday afternoon or something, and while she was coming in my door, my neighbor was walking by, and I said, hey Susan, come in here and check this out. And so I did the butter demo on my bathroom mirror for them. I mean, I didn't know anything about Norwex really, and I was like, hey, check this out. And then I did something else, maybe wiped a chrome faucet or something with the window pop. And they were both like, oh my gosh. And I just said, hey, if you love this, I can get this stuff for you for free if you just wanna invite a few people over to your house. Oh yeah, sure, okay. And their parties, weren't huge, but they had people there and they got some free stuff. So that got the ball rolling, and then I got bookings from their parties and so on, so.
I just wanna point out one thing you just said. She just said, like, don't, I can get it for you for free. Don't try to sell that one-on-one person anything. You wanna step over that sale, even though you're thinking, wow, she's even thinking, I want the have it all package, and you're thinking, oh, cha-ching, no,
$400.
no. I'm like, no, you're gonna get it for free. Here, borrow all my stuff if you want. You will get it all for free, because you want, you always step over one sale. You just step over it and because you get a 10.
I think that it's really important to get that mindset because I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
This is the most generous company I've ever seen in my life, and there is absolutely no reason that we ever have to sell this product. The product sells itself. We need to, I'm really
Sell
glad
the
that you guys
bookings,
said that.
Sell the
'cause-
parties.
That's why when people say like, well, I could never sell anything, and I said, I'm not selling. I go into a party with the mindset of, this product is
Demonstrating.
awesome, exactly, this product is awesome, you are gonna absolutely love it. And one of the biggest things to get bookings, because I could talk to you all day, Marion, about, oh my gosh, I got this product and it takes butter off the mirror and it wipes up raw chicken and blah, 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 blah. And if you don't see it, or if you don't have it in your hands, it doesn't really matter. So that's why we talk about how important the life-changing gift is. And what Laura, you mentioned it earlier, how when you ask somebody of those people that you're identifying on your Frankie list, make up a few life-changing gifts.
Can you
and
share what that
say-
is?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
so life-changing gift, real quick. What it is,
You can get it off of Team Aqua.
yes, on the Facebook
Files.
page, it is a PDF document. This is what it looks like, okay? And you can add your information, your personal information. You download it to your computer, add your personal information in there, and then you can print it out. And I print mine out on cardstock just because it's a little sturdier, but it folds up. I'll demonstrate this here. You can fold it up. Okay. And I had one with me, I don't know where it went. But it makes a little booklet, life-changing gift. You tuck a sample of the Enviro cloth and a sample of the window cloth. And I cut my Enviros into 6 pieces, 6 equal sizes. And I cut my window cloths into 8 equal sizes. And stick one in here and one in here, and it has the instructions and it has how to care for it. And I've even gone a little bit extra and I make up little baggies with 1 scoop of detergent in it. And I tuck that in there so they can wash out their cloth.
Is there any way to make a sample of the paste?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's little makeup containers you can buy, little plastic. And I just take a knife and scrape it out in there. And then you could add like a drop or 2 of water to make it packed in there. Yeah.
Can I ask you one more question?
Uh-huh.
I know that you had mentioned letting people borrow your stuff. What happens if they think that you gave it to them?
You remind them, I didn't give it to you.
Yeah, and you can make a
I
joke.
need my
of
stuff
it.
back.
Yeah, I need it back. If you hate it, I'll never talk to you about it again. If you love it, book a party, you'll get it for free. But this is mine, and I want it back in like 2 days. So, because I love it.
Yeah, set a deadline if you borrow it.
Or you can just call,
If you
if
love it
someone's
out.
had it for a little while, just call them up and just say, hey, have you had a chance to review and just try out all those products that I loaned you from my borrow bag?
I love you.
And you
Nice.
can call it a borrow bag, yes.
And then,
Borrow bag, that's another one.
yeah, and then you just say, I'd be happy to order some of this for you, or, whatever.
Sharon, did you have a question?
Yeah, so you get it back from them after you've loaned it to them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
With 2
Not
days.
the life-changing, not the life-changing gift.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about a borrow bag. No, life-changing gift is theirs to keep.
Okay, I'm finding that when I'm cutting mine in 4ths, so, but anyway, but when I
I
do
did mine
give
in
them
9,
back.
cheap.
It's okay.
She did hers at 9.
I do 6. It's okay, I can go
Some people are
whatever.
more frugal than others.
There you go.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, But my thing is that when I've been giving it out to people, even though I put parties with them, they've never used it.
Just ask them how they're working. I ask all the time. I text them the next day. I was like, how are those how are those samples working?
I mean, I've asked them, it's like, oh, I haven't gotten to it yet, sure, but we're gonna have a party next week, remember that. So,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
text them. Oh, you gotta get out there and use them. Come on, girl. Get it.
And I
Give
throw
them
in
jobs.
like just a couple of samples of how they can use them, like try this on your microwave, you know, the front of your microwave. Do your bathroom mirror because it's probably got little toothpaste spots, especially at my house.
Well, if you made a little note to like, text them the next day, or, you know what I mean?
And you can
Yeah,
do your
always-
granite.
always,
Everybody
yeah.
has granite countertops now, it seems like, except me.
Not me
And-
either.
And they're great on granite because it really makes it shiny. So that is the life-changing gift, and that is under files on Team Aqua Facebook page.
Can I just put in? Everybody else might be better with computers than I was, but I was printing it and it was coming out like half the size. I figured out you have to click landscape.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have to fit it. If
If you
have
just
a
do
fit-
play with it.
if
Just
you
play
just
with it.
landscape it, then it comes out right.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, portrait didn't. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it does need to be landscape because when it comes out, it's gonna look like this. And
Yeah.
then you fold up the instructions and then fold it in half.
Yeah, I just figured that out like 2 nights ago. I was so proud of
Yeah,
myself.
It took me a while to figure that out too. Alright, so back to how do we get 6 bookings? So we talked about 2 of your own launch parties, try networking groups to meet people one-on-one, demos, and then step over the sale of the one-on-one and have them book a party and get their products free. Life-changing gifts, and what I do with my life-changing gifts, I put a Post-it on the front of each one when I have it in my purse. Put a Post-it on there, that way when you give it to someone, the likelihood of them calling you back and saying, oh my gosh, I want these, is not gonna be very high. So say, do you mind just jotting down your contact info? I'd love to follow up with you in a few days and see how you like these products, okay? So that way, you have their info on that Post-it, you give them the life-changing gift and you keep the Post-it so you can follow up with them.
Yeah, you tell them. Yeah, I'm gonna call you in a couple of days. I want to hear what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have more? Cause I can do.
Let me see. And verbiage too, when you're just starting out with this, verbiage is really important because people don't know they love Norwex until they have it in their hands, which is why the life-changing gift is so important. So even if you're starting over with your business, with these 6 parties, what you want to say is, I need to practice my presentation. Will you come and listen to me practice my presentation? It's not about the products at that point. They don't know they're going to love them, but they are. But you can talk all day long about how awesome the products are, and they can be like, wah, 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 like the Charlie Brown mom, you know? So if you just say, would you be willing to support me by coming and listening to me practice my presentation? That's what I did. I said, I just need you to be a warm body in the room so I can practice talking. I had 2 people at my first launch party.
I had one. But she did buy just that water kit, so
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
halfway to my first step.
And with outside orders, it turned into a $700 party with just 2 people there, and I got a booking. So that is one thing I don't know that we mentioned, but at whatever point you are in your business, it's not about the sales, it's about the bookings. Because this business is bookings, you don't have business if you don't have bookings. All right.
And if you can use almost that same thing once you have your launch parties, when you're asking your first people, or you're relaunching, you're asking them to do parties. Can you I need some practice. I'm getting my business back up and going again. Will you help me out and just inviting a few friends over to your house, and I can do this presentation so I can get more practice into doing it. So just that whole practice of like you asking a friend for help is pretty much.
But don't shoot yourself in the foot and say, but you don't have to buy anything.
Yeah, never say that. Just never say that. Don't tell them. Don't bring your
Just say, come listen to me
Yes.
practice my presentation.
Just yeah.
All right, so one of the biggest reasons why people don't book a party, do y'all know? Can you guess what the biggest reasons why people don't book is?
They don't want to have their house, they don't want to have. have
They have the
children.
same things. It's, oh, I don't have any friends, blah, 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 I don't have time.
They might, that's not the biggest reason though.
They don't want
They
to clean
just
their
don't wanna do
house.
it.
You don't give them a big enough why.
You don't ask them.
That's really.
That's right, you don't ask them.
Yeah.
So you never know.
It's your
You
preconceived
never
notion.
know.
Can I just, we're all sitting here today because she got up the nerve to ask me.
I just asked. I mean, it's
For
totally.
a year, the only thing she did was add me to a group. For a year, I was like, ignore. I love Caroline, but I couldn't care less about Norwex. And I still couldn't care less about Norwex when she messaged me. And I was all ready to just be like, I love you, but no.
Did she call you?
She
did.
messaged me
Okay.
first
For
and
your
said,
phone
can
number.
I call you? And I'm like, oh.
Oh.
You know, I can't say no. I love this gal. I mean, I can't say no. And
Well, and the reason was because I had several Facebook parties when I was doing Facebook parties that were in Jacksonville. And it all started with a personal friend who moved to Jacksonville. She did a Facebook party and it grew. Well, then that string petered out. And so I was like, I gotta get back in Florida. But I don't know anybody else in Florida. But Melissa Botley lives in Florida. But I haven't talked to her in a few years. Should I call her? Is that weird? Is that rude? I'm just gonna call her. And I called her. And here we are.
Oh, by the way, we did a vendor event like 2 weeks ago.
I heard
Yeah, we
you.
heard.
And then there were girls that.
That's so crazy!
What a
That was
small
funny.
world.
Yeah, Wilma, I remember her. She had a great Facebook party.
Yeah, but we're taking, no, I'm just kidding.
But I'm not.
Hashtag sorry.
I'm sorry.
Easy.
Settle down.
Simmer down now. Oh, yeah, this side. So yeah, we always talk about too, sometimes you may hear mention at Norwex, the power of one. One party can turn it around for you. It did my calendar when I was a brand new consultant. I had a party that I challenged the host to, I think it was a mop month, and I challenged her to get 10 guests to her party. And she had 13, and I got 5 bookings from that party. And it was my very first $1,000 party. And I had been a consultant 3 months maybe. And my calendar had started out with my 6 parties, and then I was like, okay, I've gotta get some more business. And then she had that party and it was 5 bookings, and that launched my business. So you never know what that one is, okay? So the biggest reason people don't book parties is because they're not asked. And we talked about other ways to get them. Life-changing gift, Frankie. Vendor events is another way. Did we write that down? Vendor events. You all were just at a vendor event. It's a great place to connect with other vendors, other people. This is a great time of year for a vendor event. So even at churches or fall festivals, that kind of thing, holiday bazaars, just set up a little table. You don't even have to have that much product because you're not there to sell. You're there to step over the sale and get the bookings, okay? All right, so what else do we need to talk about?
Party tips we'll do probably
Yeah,
when we
when we
do.
do the party.
Okay. Is that it?
I think so.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get into an actual party. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna actually do a party. So that's why I have it set up right here like this. And I have a couple of people who are gonna help me. April and Melissa were gonna help me. So if you can stay there because you're gonna need to be at the party. You don't have to write anything. This, let me see here. Melissa, could you bring your chair over there? She's chatting away. Melissa, could you bring your chair? We're gonna do the party. So I'm gonna have, Melissa's gonna be our gracious hostess, and April, I'm gonna have you and Caroline. Maybe you two could just switch seats if you don't mind.
Let me
Just
just
for
check
now.
our live feed real quick.
So that, because, we're gonna have, you guys are gonna be the audience, so I'm gonna pretend you're not here. We're doing a little party with April.
Started a new live.
Yes, and can you do that for that too?
Sure.
For the video part?
Yep.